I'm going to talk to you today about a technology that is going to fundamentally change the world. And I'm not talking about AI. You're probably wondering, who is this guy and why is he holding a baby? If you have a baby that's born in 2023, basically by 2028, they will be in kindergarten. Kindergarten in 2028 is an incredible world. Machine learning, artificial intelligence, incredibly customized education. But outside of those kindergarten walls, we've got flooding like we've just seen in Libya. We've got mass inequality. We've got the housing crisis and the economic disparity only increasing. Jump forward to 2041, and this is actually a depiction of what he might look like. Now your kid, or Noah in this case, hello. Now Noah is leaving high school, wants to get a job. But most of the jobs that exist today don't exist in 2041. And most of the jobs of 2041 don't exist today. Humanoid robots have taken over so many of the jobs that we have. And the rest are all artificial intelligence and general AI. So what kind of a work will we be doing in that industry, in that world in 2041? And meanwhile, Noah is saying to us, you knew about climate change. You had all the data and information before your eyes, and yet you spend more time innovating on like smart fridges that buy oat milk instead of looking at the glaciers and how we can protect them. Jump forward to 2063, and maybe he looks a little bit more like me than his mum by this stage. Now he's 40 years old. Space travel is as mainstream as international travel today, and we're discovering different parts of the universe, but we still can't find a place quite like Earth. We still can't find another home to what we already have. Jump forward to 2085. Now Noah is retiring. He has Neuralink. He has connections going directly into his brain, connecting him to the internet. Can you imagine? And those connections are as thin as a human hair. They go through our skulls. But yet, he's using the internet to basically escape into a virtual reality instead of confronting the real one. I'm not telling you these stories to scare you. I'm telling you these stories because we need to act now. We need to innovate now. We need to change now. If we're going to deal with these Sustainable Development Goals, there are incredibly complex problems, which some of these incredible young people are going to talk about trying to address. To deal with those, we need very innovative answers. AI is great. Put your hands up if you've heard the word AI at one of the events today, right? AI is great, and it's going to change the world. But there is another technology that is going to fundamentally change humanity and every single person's lives. I'm talking about augmented reality. The ability to do these funny things like these little effects, right? You've all seen them, the flower crowns, the doggy tongues. I'm talking about augmented reality. Now, you're probably wondering, what on earth does this have to do with the SDGs? How are we going to change the world using face filters? This is ridiculous. Augmented reality is the idea of overlaying the internet onto the world, and it's something I'm incredibly passionate about. And I hope by the end of this presentation, you are too. We use it every day. It's selfie filters are AR, Pokemon Go is AR, all these objects that we overlay onto our existing world. In 2016, I first realized the potential of this technology. I used face filters to hide the faces of rape survivors in India so that they felt they could tell their stories without being recognized. You could use augmented reality for incredibly meaningful purposes. By 2025, 75% of the world's population will use AR, augmented reality, on a regular basis to inform their consumer purchases, to be able to look at soil and understand its quality. Now, 2030 is a really big year for everybody, right? Especially everybody in this room. 2030 is when a lot of these climate deadlines are being reached, where if we don't make a change by then, we never will. 2030 is also a really big year for technology. I believe by 2030, every single person in this room, and remember this statement, will replace their phones with glasses like these. By 2030, every single one of you in this room will be wearing a computer on your face. It's a fundamental shift in technology. With these computers right now, I can see directions around New York City. I can be chased by a zombie while I go for a run. I have information overlaid onto my world. Now you're probably thinking, why do I need that? That sounds awful. It sounds like a casino on your face, all right? It's not. Good augmented reality is subtle, useful information when you need it most. In fact, the phone is the worst thing ever. I'm walking around New York like this, or I'm looking at my son, but I'm looking at him through a screen. It's not very nice. I've been wearing these devices for 11 years, trying to understand how we can use this technology in the context of the SDGs. And that's why I founded a company called Scene with my co-founder, Samaya. We have 65 staff around the world in the US, India, South Africa, all over the world. I'm based in Australia. Now, how does this help with the SDGs? How do we use this AR technology to deliver on the SDGs? When my wife was pregnant with little baby Noah, we wanted to track the kind of fetal development week on week. We were able to create AR filters that overlaid the fetus onto her body so we could see how he developed week on week. Now, I really don't want Noah to become an iPad zombie. Who knows those iPad zombies, right? Kids that are obsessed with their iPads. So I'm developing AR tech where through the world, through the glasses, he can see shapes and colors and identify objects around him. Noah and myself, I'm a Muslim. I think he is, I'm not sure yet. I pray in Arabic, but I don't understand one word of Arabic. I created an AR effect where we can overlay the Quran in English to understand what you're reading. In South Africa, where my wife is from, there are colonial statues all over the cities. You can scan the statues and they come to life and they tell you stories and they say, oh, I was a fantastic general. And then the horse wakes up and says, no, you are a racist. This is how you can innovate on healthcare. This is how you can innovate on education. This is how you can innovate, in this case, in history. In the city of Boston, we've taken thousands of historical images and overlaid them onto the city. So you can see the first woman, Catherine Switzer, to run the Boston Marathon, and you can hear her story. This is how you innovate on gender equality. And one of my favorite examples is PART. It's really hard to make people appreciate natural environments. We created an effect where you open your camera, you look up at the sky, and you see a battle take place between Mother Nature and greed. And Mother Nature loses and greed wins. Then you meet this koala bear named Albert, and he navigates you around the national parks and encourages you to take pictures. And what you're actually doing is collecting data. This is how you innovate on data science. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to say that there's a fundamental opportunity. This is a plea, this is an ask, this is a hope to invest in innovation, not for us, but for Noah, for Noah's generation. Thank you so much.